Thank you. First of all, it's a very warm afternoon, and all of you are here. So it's really exciting to be here between such an august gathering. Chairman Saab, Shri R.N. Vats ji, Principal, Dynamic Young Principal of the college, Dr. Rajiv Gupta ji, Vice Principal, Professor Kamal Gupta ji, conveners, Professor Ruby Mishra, Professor Varsha Baveja ji, coordinator, Dr. Inder Kant Singh ji. Just now, Professor Ratnabali spoke just before me. However, she did not wait to listen to my suggestions. Anyways, I'll just write an email to her. Usually, professors are busy, they don't have so much time to listen. So that's why. But, national education policy, how new education policy got transformed into national education policy, that is something which we need to understand. When new education policy was announced, it was envisaged that the policy framework and feedback mechanism should go to all 676 districts of our country. And the feedback and the form should be translated in all the 22 languages of our country, which are there as scheduled languages in our constitution. When this kind of approach was followed, a second redrafting committee was formed. And only at that time, it was realized that new education policy is not new education policy, but it is a national education policy. Friends, we all have different ideas about different things. We may differ economically, we may differ in our views politically, we may differ in our views socially. But only one thing where we cannot differ is about our nation. If we start differing there, then I think the purpose of national education policy will not be solved. Just now, a budding student from this college gave me a painting which was made by her. I wanted to request Professor Ratnabali that why can't we make certain provisions that these things are also incorporated into credits. Unfortunately, she did not wait, but okay, you can always pass on this message. Why can't we have students playing excellent sports be given credits for their sports? That is the essence of national education policy. It is not pen and paper and 4 semesters and how we have to exit, how we have to entry, what, we need to know what is the feel of national education policy, why national education policy was required in this country. For past 60, 70 years, there have been many kinds of education policies that have been introduced in the country. And we must appreciate all those national education policies or new education policies because they were required at that particular time. But today the time is changing. People, and especially our students, want something fresh. The real success of national education policy will be when our classes, our seminar rooms are 100% filled and 100% full, even in the second session of the seminar. That will be the real success. We should not force anything on anybody. We should let them enjoy what they want to do. Let them pick what they want to learn. It is always teachers who are asking their students to learn. But right now it's time where students should know where they are going to do excellently. I mean, I'll give you one example. All of us know about the great Sachin Tendulkar. You know what is his education? क्या है एजुकेशन, कोई बताएगा? स्टूडेंट्स पीछे बोर तो नहीं हो रहे? हाँ, सचिन तेंदुलकर की क्या एजुकेशन है? 10th पास या 10th फेल, कुछ ने बोला. अभी अगर ये सोचो, स्पोर्ट्स अगर एजुकेशन होता तो उसकी क्या एजुकेशन होती? टॉपर विद पीएचडी, डबल पीएचडी. भारत रत्न तो सर मिल गया पर एजुकेशन में नहीं मिला। तो यहां से सोचने का, दिस इज वेयर वी नीड टू थिंक, व्हाई कांट that kind of education relevance be given to him via credits? So this is what, multidisciplinary education is all about. I am very grateful to Professor Rajiv Gupta. He has given me this opportunity. Usually, we are not given the choice of our own topic, but he has given me the choice of my own topic also. And I said, I'll speak on multidisciplinary education. These days we hear so many, buzzwords: interdisciplinary, intradisciplinary, transdisciplinary. आप लोग एक बार ये सब पढ़ लेना, मैं सब पढ़ा बता के डेफिनेशन बोर नहीं करूंगा आपको. But you know what the essence of multidisciplinary is? I'll also come to, I have some time, so I'll also come to a portion of development that has already happened at government's front. या पहले वही बता देता हूँ, वो सुनने की बात अच्छी है. Government of India has already sanctioned 350 crore rupees. ये टीचर्स को अच्छी लगेगी बात सुन के. 350 crores draft bill has already been prepared, which is going to be passed in the cabinet very soon, which will help converting and transforming all the 35 central university into multidisciplinary education institutions, which will have seats in all the subjects and teaching posts in all the subjects. So this is one of the single effort that government has already taken. And it is not something which is a secret. It is there in the media as well. You can go and search it. So 350 crore government is already spending so that various disciplines can come into higher education institutions. That's the reason why multidisciplinary education is important. Now, what are the 5 importance of multidisciplinary? जब किसी ने नेशनल एजुकेशन पॉलिसी बना रहे होंगे या आज बात कर रहे होंगे तो सोचा होगा यार ये मल्टीडिसिप्लिनरी लाना है तो लाना क्यों है? देयर शुड बी सम काइंड ऑफ रेलेवेंस. Why multidisciplinary? One relevance I have already highlighted, that we need to appreciate, we need to embrace our students who are very good, excellent in the field of sports, in the field of art, in the field of culture, in the field of n number of fields. What are the other reasons? The biggest problem these days with our education system, or I should say our society, is that one person is not ready to accept the idea of second person. My idea is the best idea, your idea is not true. When multidisciplinary approach will come, this kind of problems will be solved, because एक ही problem को कई disciplines से address किया जाएगा. The biggest learning is COVID. COVID is a scientific problem, social problem, mathematical problem. सारे ही सब्जेक्ट के लोग बैठे हैं, सर मैथमेटिक्स के भी हैं. कोविड कौन सी प्रॉब्लम थी? स्टूडेंट्स. हाँ, अभी जान के मल्टीडिसिप्लिनरी मत बोलो, वैसे अपना कोई आपको लगता है तो वो भी बोल सकते हैं. नहीं, we need to interact actually. COVID was a multidisciplinary problem. We had a virus which was purely medical problem. Thousands of our workers had to run away immediately. A social problem. Our country is very vast. Now I want to come to the crux of it, why I am mentioning it. Our country is very vast, both in the sense of population and area. Government cannot reach to anyone, be it central government, be it state government, be it any local panchayat. Therefore, we need to make sure that there is a feeling of sensitivity in our own children. सोसाइटी, भारत जो है सरकार केंद्रित देश नहीं है, ये समाज केंद्रित देश है. जब when people fled this city, who helped them? People on the way helped them to give them water, give them food. So this was a social problem. every day we used to see curve कब flat होगा, curve कब flat होगा, तो ये तो mathematical problem हो गई. So major जो portion है, कोई भी problem, it can be looked at various ideas from various, and you know what the best part was, I was following it very closely. I have written a couple of research papers also on COVID. There was a big dilemma of when this COVID is going to end. I'm talking about the second wave, which was most disastrous. And scientists, medical scientists, जो viral वाले थे, and mathematicians both gave different statements. तो एक दूसरे को सहने की भी आदत डालनी चाहिए. That is why this kind of national education policy is there. Multidisciplinary education helps in learning, helps students to know various disciplines, ideas, cognitive skills are developed. I can go on and define so many things, but today I want to address basically to the students so that they know why this kind of policy is being launched. अभी मैं स्टेज पे बैठा था तो Professor Ruby Mishra was showing me about Indian knowledge tradition. I'll give you a very basic example about Indian knowledge tradition. You'll get to know why is it important. When Britishers went back from our country, they wrote some points in their history. You know what is the जो सबसे ज्यादा ब्रिटिशर्स को परेशान करता था वो पॉइंट क्या था? When they entered our country, one thing which was making them feel really weird about this country was कि ये पेड़ की पूजा क्यों करते हैं? They always saw people worshipping the trees. They had already heard that people worship gods, idol worship is there, but majority of them were worshipping trees, plants. Now you imagine 2022, COP21, COP22, Paris, everybody. What are they trying to do? Save the environment. How much money they are spending? In crores. And what is our ancient learning teaching us? If you worship something, will you cut that thing? If you worship something, क्या आप उसको काट दोगे? नहीं काटोगे. रत्नावली मैम अभी बोल रही थी कि हम यूएस और यूके का ट्रेडिशन फॉलो नहीं करना चाहिए हमें. कर लो वहां से भी अगर कुछ अच्छा है. मेरा तो ये डिफरेंस है, कर लो अगर कुछ अच्छा है तो कर लो. बट कभी कभी एक और एस्पेक्ट है जो मुझे लगता है जिसपे ध्यान देने की जरूरत है. हमारे अपने बीच में इतनी अच्छी चीजें हैं जिसको हम अप्रिशिएट तब करते हैं जब वो बाहर रिकॉग्नाइज होती हैं. मैं आपको दो एग्जांपल्स देता हूं, स्पेशली 2020 के. कभी कभी लगता है लोग ब्रिटिशर्स के पुराने एग्जांपल देते हैं, जैसे 1947 के बाद तो कुछ अच्छा काम हुआ ही नहीं. 2011 में एक केस स्टडीज छपी इंडियन हार्वर्ड बिजनेस रिव्यू में. आप लोग पढ़ लेना सब ऑनलाइन जाके. एक्स्ट्रा ऑर्डिनरी हीरोज ऑफ ताज. कहां छपी? हार्वर्ड बिजनेस रिव्यू. इंडिया में किसी ने नहीं पूछा किसी को. जब वो वहां छप गई तो हमें पता चला कि एक्स्ट्रा ऑर्डिनरी हीरोज ऑफ ताज कौन थे. व्हेन अटैक वाज डन बाय टेररिस्ट, आई एम जस्ट कोटिंग द केस स्टडी, it was mentioned there that people who were working in the hotel could have easily fled. They knew all the exits, but they did not. Reason? Because when they were taught, they were said Atiti Devo Bhava. ये इमोशन है नेशनल एजुकेशन पॉलिसी. इसको लाना है. फिर 1 ईयर में एग्जिट करो, 2 ईयर में एग्जिट करो, और करो भी ना, कोई फर्क नहीं. एक अच्छा इंसान बनना है. That is important. Similarly, all of you must have read about Mumbai ka dabba walas. We never appreciated them. First, it was taught in Harvard, then we appreciated it. So these are the things which we need to teach our students also. I personally, I belong to a management college, I do this. And because I practice, I can preach. So I have this kind of idea about our knowledge system. One more example I'll give you. अभी थोड़ा और पीछे चले जाता हूँ महाभारत में. how environment and ecological system of our country was developed. महाभारत में एक ऐसा समय आता है जब पूरा कंट्री जो है, इट कम्स इन अ फॉर्म ऑफ अ काउ, कामधेनु, आपने सुना होगा, और उसमें पांडवा और ये जितने भी सब लोग हैं, सब लोग उनको उसमें हार्म नहीं करते. स्टूडेंट्स को उनकी भाषा में थोड़ा समझाना पड़ता है. तो वो हार्म नहीं करते. तो बिकॉज क्यों हार्म नहीं करते? बिकॉज वो सोचते हैं कि ये हमारी माँ जैसी है. जिस दिन आप सोचना शुरू कर दोगे कि मेरी कंट्री मेरी माँ जैसी, आप कंट्री के रिस्पेक्ट अपने आप करना शुरू कर. पड़ोस में ही आपके जेएनयू में नारे लग जाते हैं. वो इसलिए लग जाते हैं क्योंकि वो अपनी मम्मी के खिलाफ नारे नहीं लगा रहे, वो इंडिया के खिलाफ लगा रहे. जिस दिन उनको पता चल जाएगा कि ये मम्मी है, माँ है, उस दिन नहीं लगाएंगे वो नारे. उनको बदलना ही नेशनल एजुकेशन पॉलिसी का मूल भाव है. और इसीलिए मल्टी डिसिप्लिनरी एजुकेशन जरूरी है. बड़े बड़े साइंटिस्ट हैं, बिग साइंटिस्ट, बैंक में जाते हैं, पे इन स्लिप नहीं भर पाते. गलती नहीं है उनकी, उनको सिखाया नहीं गया. इसलिए मल्टी डिसिप्लिनरी होलिस्टिक एजुकेशन इज इंपॉर्टेंट. पॉलिटिकल साइंटिस्ट बहुत सारे बैठे हैं, मैं थोड़ा सा पहले ही माफी मांग के बोल लेता हूँ. पॉलिटिकल साइंटिस्ट हैं, सोशल साइंटिस्ट हैं, जब पीएचडी में आते हैं तो उनको पता चलता है कि ये तो एसपीएसएस भी यूज करना पड़ेगा, डेटा एनालिटिक्स भी यूज करना पड़ेगा. उनकी गलती नहीं है, उनको सिखाया नहीं गया. अब रिसर्च मेथोडोलॉजी आ रही है तो सीख जाएंगे. तो बेसिक आइडिया जो है नेशनल एजुकेशन पॉलिसी विद एकेडमिक बैंक्स ऑफ क्रेडिट, with so many things. Now UGC has just launched 40 hours of internship is mandatory. So that does not mean that student takes a certificate from some company and says मैं तो internship कराया. इसकी implementation देखना हमारा ही काम है. उसकी internship ये भी हो सकती है कि आप उसको कहो जो आपने क्लास में सीखा है वो कर लो, चाहे हमारे कॉलेज में कर लो. Your college is doing so well. There may be several options. Social internship के लिए NSS होगा. So many societies are there. Give them that freedom. वैसे बोलना तो बहुत आसान है पर मुश्किल होता है रियल लाइफ में, क्योंकि मैं भी टीचर हूँ. जिस दिन मन से बैठेंगे ना अपने 50 के 50 स्टूडेंट क्लास में, उस दिन नेशनल एजुकेशन पॉलिसी सक्सेसफुल है. तो नेशनल एजुकेशन पॉलिसी सक्सेसफुल होगी अगर उसकी इम्प्लीमेंटेशन ठीक से होगी. So there are certain things which we actually need to know, that why such policy was required. Of course, definitely we need to give skills to our children. We need to give skills to our kids. It's really, really disheartening at times when we see that people who have done PhD cannot write a paper, Word document, a letter. People who have done PhD cannot prepare a PPT. That's sad. We need to work on that. बट उससे भी ज्यादा सैड होता है जब ये पता चलता है कि वो अच्छा नागरिक नहीं है. अच्छा नागरिक बनने के लिए हम सबको बॉर्डर पे जाने की जरूरत नहीं है, पॉलिटिक्स ज्वाइन करने की जरूरत नहीं है. अच्छा नागरिक बनने के लिए सिर्फ वो काम ठीक से करना जो हमें मिलता है वही बहुत है. वन ऑफ माय वेरी वेरी क्लोज टीचर always tells me whenever I visit him that our students reflect our teachings. Our students are reflections of our teaching. And let me tell you, if you read the newspaper, you'll see very weird kinds of headlines. IIT student murdered, Delhi University student. So the institution's name is always attached to the student. So for our institution and for our students, it's important that we give credit to what they do at their best. And I'm sure that is going to happen with the visionary vice chancellor that we have got. Things are moving really fast. And of course, dynamic principal you have in your college. He's very young. He understands how young people can do. So ये अच्छे से होगा. And one last thing, which is important for all the students who are present here. Friends, just think about one of the most important things in your life. मैं ये बात अभी पिछले 2 साल से हर जगह बोल रहा हूँ, इसलिए यहाँ भी बोलना जरूर चाहूंगा। जब कोविड था, when everybody was at home, my country gave me my salary, my country gave me the protection, my country gave me my vaccine, my country gave me medicines. And by country, I am not saying any government. My country is my society. My society gave me everything. मैं ऐसा उदाहरण दे सकता हूँ आपको, when there was nobody to do the last rites of people who passed away in COVID, our society did that. Just embrace and appreciate the way you are living in such a brilliant society. These are our values. Don't forget them. And एक और जो बात हमेशा मैं बोलता हूँ, ट्रीट, हम बोलते हैं ना, आप कुछ जो भी बने, आप किसको इसका क्रेडिट देना चाहोगे? तो 90% लोग ये कहते हैं मैं अपने पेरेंट्स को देता हूँ, मैं अपने मम्मी पापा की वजह से हूँ। 90%, 10% का कुछ सेपरेट हो भी सकता है। तो अपने मम्मी पापा की तरह कंट्री को रखो, कि अपनी कंट्री और अपने पेरेंट्स, क्योंकि मम्मी पापा को हम सब लोग ग्रांटेड भी ले ही लेते हैं ना, इसलिए कंट्री को ग्रांटेड ले सकते हो। जिस दिन हम अपनी कंट्री को अपना बेटा या अपना खुद का सन या डॉटर मान लेंगे, उस दिन तो बिल्कुल ग्रांटेड नहीं ले पाएंगे। वो तो एक ऐसी स्थिति है जो हो सकता है 2047 या उसके 25 साल बाद आए, पर अभी 25 साल तक लेट अस अज्यूम that our country is giving us everything, and that is the biggest achievement of our national education policy. Do read this 66-page document. You will feel what I have said today is reflecting in those 66 pages. Thank you.